Welcome to this how to segment and model training video. My name is Henrik and I'm joined today by my colleague Rikke. Hello Rikke.
Hello.
So what is segmentation? Well, basically it's the procedure of dividing each tooth into a separate 3D object. So as you can see down here on the left, this is before segmentation. On the right there's an example where I can actually identify each tooth. It's also separating the gingiva from the teeth. And then finally, it's a process of setting the long axis of each tooth, and we'll come back to long axis in a moment. So why segment a model set? Well, once you have a segmented model, it will allow you to, for instance, use the analysis report that I have in the upper right corner here, such as Bolden. It will also allow you to go into virtual setups, so you can do treatment planning. And it will also allow you to use our new indirect bonding feature. And each of these areas here we have covered in separate how-to videos. So what you'll learn in this video is how to make the most accurate segmentation, such as placing the markers correctly, adjusting the margin line, using the sculpt feature, and how to adjust the direction of the long axis of each tooth. A short special note on CBCT, because if you do have a CBCT and you align it with your model, you'll actually have a more accurate way to define the long axis. But CBCT overlay will actually be covered in a separate video, so I definitely urge you to check that one out. Okay, Rikke, so can you show us how to segment a model?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so we are now back in Ortho Analyzer and we opened a clean triage scan from the patient browser. So Rikke, why don't you show us how the segmentation works?
Yes. I'll just press the right icon up here, the segmentation. I will do the lower jaw in this case. And before we start, it's very important that you take a view of the teeth and start by, on the overview, by checking out the teeth that are missing. So I'm just going to right click on the tooth missing over here, and it's missing now. And on the other side, I don't want to make it missing because I want to keep the space for an implant. So in this case, I'm going to take the tooth, press set width. Down here, I've already measured the tooth. So I'm just going to put in the number. And because there is no tooth, I'm also going to mark missing over here. And the last tooth up here, I'm just going to press missing as well. So now I'm going to start with the setting points. The first up here, and it's very important that we have a view from the occlusion side when you set the points, and you actually set them in the mesial and distal side of the tooth. And remember to activate the tooth that you're going to start on. So I'm just going to start setting the points like this. Okay, so you go mesial,
distal on each tooth.
Yes, exactly. And the number that you can see here, it's actually the angle measured from the occlusion plane.
Okay, yep.
Good. So I'm going to go to the next tooth, and if you're not satisfied with the markers or the points that you set, just do all of them first, and then afterwards
you can just
go
adjust later.
Adjust later, yes. So I'm just going to turn them for each tooth. I'm just going to rotate my model set a bit to have the right view for the long axis to be correct. And on the front teeth here, you can see I'm setting the points a bit more on the intersil edges.
Yep. Okay, almost there.
Good.
Yep.
So now I've set all the points, and now I'll go back in and to see if any of the points should be altered. On the activated tooth, I'll just pull the points to set them more correctly. Or if I don't like the root direction, I'll simply press this one over here, and depending on the view of the tooth, I'll just go in and set tooth axis, and it will straighten out.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And also these points here are very important that they're placed accurate, because these are the points measuring the length of each tooth we're going to use later in our analyzing parts.
Okay. And I know you can also set extra landmarks on each tooth.
Yes.
How does that work?
Yes, I'm just going to activate it.
Yep.
On the activated tooth, I'll start by setting these points up here. So I'll start with the mesial palatinal, and I'll just put it up here, like this. I'll take the next one.
Okay. Okay, so it basically tells you what to do.
Yeah, it tells them where to set them, right? And the last one in the buckle groove. So now I have some extras.
Yeah, and you can use them for ABO analysis, etc., later on.
Exactly. Yep. Yes. So I'll just go between each, and I can use the keyboard arrows to jump between each tooth. Here. So if I need to check quickly between the teeth, I'll just jump between the teeth.
Okay, so you can choose between clicking on one of the green teeth over here, or use the keyboard.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. And in this part here, I'll just go back to this one. You will also see that you can rotate the axis by using the slider here. Yeah. Yes? Mm-hmm. So you can use the slider in this way as well. Good. So when you're satisfied with the points that you set and the root directions, you just press next. So. Okay,
so what happened here? So it's basically separating the teeth from the gingiva.
Yes. It's defined the marginal line around each tooth.
Okay, it looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good, but if I'm not satisfied, like this one down here, I can just draw them like this, because I've marked here the fast edit. If I don't want to draw, I just unclick it, and then I can pull the points to be completely on the safe side. Mm-hmm. So just go through and see if everything is like I want them to be, and then I just press next. Good. So now we're into the sculpting part, and in this part the lines between the teeth can be a bit rough, so I can go in and make some alterations to them. I can take away the chips.
Oh yeah, there's some new sliders over there.
Yes, exactly. And I can just turn it a bit, and depending how much and how big I would like it, I can go in and smoothen the edges of the tooth. And in very crowded patients, sometimes the ridges can be a bit rough on the fascial side of the tooth. It's nice to go in and make some alterations there.
Yep.
I'll just put it back on here, and when I'm satisfied with all these, I'll just press next again, and we're already in the rotation center here. And in this part, we'll go in and make some directions, setting the tooth axis in the right direction.
Yeah, and I guess this view is where if you had a CBCT overlay, that would help you adjust the long axis.
Exactly. Yeah. And exactly this point up here is the rotation center of the tooth. So you go in and set it exactly where you want the rotation center.
Very, very important.
Yes. Yeah. And you can also make these kind of alterations. Yes. Mm-hmm. And go, and you can use the arrows again on the keyboard to jump between the teeth.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to do more than once, you can just go over here and activate all of them at one time. Yep.
Yep.
So that's actually it for the segmentation part.
Okay. And that brings us to the end of this training video. I urge you to check out the other videos in the series, and thank you for watching.